7 indisputable action areas that can dramatically increase your business profits. Session 1. Using the 5 key numbers to exponentially grow your business. Welcome to this video series. At the start of each session, we're going to outline an aim, something that you can take action on at the end of each video. Of course, whether you do or not is your choice, but we've put together some invaluable information that we are convinced will make a huge difference to your business should you choose to follow through. The aim for this session is to learn, embrace and work on the 5 major areas of your potential business growth. So what are these 5 key numbers? Just a point to make at this stage. These are crucial to know to optimize the impact of working on each of the other action areas covered in the rest of the video series. So this is a great place to start. So area number 1 is looking at leads. Area 2 is how many of those leads you convert into sales, so your conversion rate. Area number 3 is your average dollar sale. Area number 4 is the frequency of those sales. And of course, area number 5 is costs. Master these 5 and you're on the road to making a huge difference to your bottom line numbers. So let's see it live in action, just to illustrate how powerful looking at these 5 areas can be. So if we look at this column here, this is where we are now. So let's say, for example, we generate 200 new leads per month with a conversion rate of 30%. That gives us 60 buying customers. If our average dollar sale is $60 and there's 1 sale per customer, then we have a revenue of $3,600. If our 5th and final area, i.e. our costs, is $2,500, that gives us a profit of $1,100. Annualized is $13,200 if we maintain the status quo. Of course, you want better than that for your business. You want to see business growth. So if we were to make a change in just one area, let's see the impact of that. So if we increased our leads by 10%, that's the only thing we worked on, then we would have 66 customers with a revenue of $3,960, no additional costs, and a profit of $1,460. A growth of 32% on our original profit number. Annualized, that starts to move it up a little bit to $17,520. But this is not where the real power lies. The real power lies when we start to work on all of these 5 areas. So let's say we increase by 10% right across the board in each of these 5 areas. So our leads go up to 220, our conversion rate up to 33%, gives us 72.6 customers per month. Our average dollar sale, of course, goes up as well, as does our frequency of sale, and our cost reduced by 10%. So our bottom line numbers is 72.6 customers generates $5,270 of work, and with our reduction in costs, a profit of 3 times that of our original amount, i.e. $3,020. A growth on our original column C of 174%. Or annualized, we're now at $36,249 rather than $13,200. But of course we can do better than that. What if we were to increase by 20% or even 30%? You can start to see massive exponential growth in your business. We're up now at 30% to 101 new customers per month, a revenue of over $10,000 per month with our costs now down to $1,750, and a profit of over $8,500 per month. And now we've got growth of 675% compared to that if we'd done nothing. And of course, a revenue which is now well into 6 figures, $102,384. So you can see by growing each of these areas, we have that exponential growth that we talked about in the opening slide. Now, once you've got a handle on these 5 numbers, we can also use this for prioritizing an area for growth. So which of the 5 ways should we have a laser focus on for the next month to continue that exponential growth? We can use it for projecting business potential. If we see this constant growth in each of the 5 areas, we're going to be able to look forward and come up with some realistic projections, closer than perhaps just plucking a figure out of the air. And of course, it's an important initial step for level 2 and level 3 business management, i.e. the how and the why these numbers are as they are, which is invaluable information for being able to work on those 5 areas in more detail. We're going to cover measurement in a future video session. And there's even more. Not only can you use this for looking at the big picture state of your business, but how powerful could this be if you used exactly the same concept on specific areas in your business, specific departments or divisions, or even specific projects that you're currently working on or about to commence? Now let's take this forward. Let's look at the 5 areas again and suggest 3 ways which you can grow each now. First of all, with the leads, we can look to create high quality hooks, and you're going to hear more about that as we move through the other videos. Beyond the ebook is what we're aiming for. You want something that's going to compel someone to come back to your site and give you the information so that you can then follow them up, nurturing those leads and potentially resulting in a sale. We can work on our social media relationships. It's no longer enough simply to have a social media presence. If you want to start to dollarize that, then you've got to work those social media outlets. And thirdly, and probably one of the most underutilized methods to grow a database quickly, grow that number of leads rapidly, is through joint ventures. If we look at our conversion rate, we can potentially add value through giving extra content at the point of sale. That gives you an edge over perhaps someone who isn't adding that extra content or extra value. We can have a clear point of difference which differentiates us from the competition, meaning, of course, that you are the business people want to do business with. And thirdly, it never ceases to amaze us how poor most businesses are at following up. So if we have a systemized follow-up process, it's undoubtedly going to lead to a better conversion result. With the average dollar sale, we can, of course, increase prices. Additionally, we can offer some sort of upsell with a do you want fries with that approach, or offer a higher end deluxe version of the product or service that people tend to buy most often. If we do that, and let's say only 30% choose the deluxe version rather than the standard version, then of course that increases our overall average dollar sale. On to frequency. If we have a specific product or service which has a specific lifespan, if we make sure we keep our client information or customer information accurately, we can send a reminder email or SMS or even make a call prior to the expiry of that product. We can look to potentially convert our services from a fee for service to a subscription model. And this automatically facilitates people to repeat buy. Additionally, of course, we can add a complementary product. And by that, I mean add a product which complements the product or service you've already sold. When we look at costs, there are 3 things that spring to mind immediately. First of all, we can review our learning systems. It may be perhaps we can increase the efficiency and effectiveness of our learning systems through moving from a pure face-to-face learning situation to a blended learning situation where we're combining e-learning with traditional learning ways of teaching our team. What that can do is not only accelerate the productivity of our new employees, but also can reduce the costs of learning. Secondly, we can look to outsource areas of non-expertise. We should be focusing as businesses on areas of strength, rather than struggling with areas that perhaps someone else will be better doing, and often this is at a lower cost than it will cost ourselves. Thirdly, we can look at tighter stock inventory systems. We don't want excess stock sitting on a shelf, not being sold. We want to have responsive systems to make sure that those items which are moving off the shelf are replaced, so we're never out, and those items which are slow to move, we don't find ourselves overstocking. So there's 3 ideas for each of the 5 areas that you can action now. So your mission from this, as there will be for every video, is quite clear. Your first action area is to work out your current 5-way status. And of course, we can help you with that. Secondly, identify your priority area of those 5 ways for the next month. Finally, list and plan in the form of a business goal your 4 actions your business is going to make happen to improve your priority area. So as I said right at the start of this, mastering these 5 numbers will help you optimize using the potential benefit of the other videos in this series. So make it happen. Follow through on the action areas, and we'll see you in the next session.